Ranveer Singh isn't liked by everyone, and he gives no fucks, but everyone remembers him. That's the game he's playing. I thought about this long and hard. Is there something that we can learn from a character like Ranveer Singh? And by we, I mean people who have day jobs, who work in the corporate industry, who work in IT, product management, sales, who've done their MBA. Is there something we can learn from a volatile, larger than life character like Ranveer Singh? And I found three things that we can actually apply at the workplace. Yes, he's a bit of a loudmouth, he's a somewhat of a caricature, but he picks a lane and he commits hard to it. Whether that's wearing outlandish clothes, whether it is bringing cokehead like energy to an interview or to a podcast, he just doesn't bother becoming a relatable character. Zero apology. Like I said, pick a lane and commit hard. At work, this would look something like, imagine you're a slightly funny guy. You have a sense of humor, you're witty, but at work you need to be professional also. So the sane person would be professional and slightly funny, push the boundaries a little bit, but don't test it too much. But then you end up risking becoming vanilla. There may be 10 other people who are professional and also slightly funny. Imagine, right? 10,000 people in a company. I'm sure there are a few handful of people who are professional and slightly funny. Instead, Ranveer Singh would do something very specific, something that only he would be known for. Don't be mistaken. His style statement, the purple band gala, the checked pants, the polka dot bandana, that isn't an accident. That is a well-planned strategy to be as outlandish as he can possibly be, because he knows nobody else will venture into that terrain. It is far more valuable to be known for something specific, just like Ranveer Singh. For example, if you're an articulate person, you love going on stage, you love speaking to customers, it would be highly beneficial for you to be known as the guy who can simplify complex information and be so good at it that you can turn any technical presentation, any complicated information into the simplest layman's language. That could be your edge. Now that's the first thing he does, which is picking a lane and committing hard to it, unapologetically being that. The second thing that I've learned from him is to dial up the volume, turn it to a maximum on what is already true about you. We spoke about his style statement, his fashion sense. Ranveer isn't entirely faking it. He isn't actually acting crazy. It's not that he's missing his therapy sessions. He already has a funky style statement and he's just being more of who he already is. What would this look like at work? If you're somebody who's slightly witty, likes dad jokes, likes wordplay, lean into it. Make every presentation funny. That would then become your signature. When you go up to present or when you talk to somebody, people will know that they will not be bored. Are you somebody who's naturally blunt? You lack the sophistication to speak like a diplomat? Then be blunt. Lean into that. Say what others will not dare to say. Team meetings tend to be echo chambers of confirmation. One person says one thing and then everybody else parrots the same statement in different ways. But there is always an elephant in the room which nobody has the guts to say. Everybody thinks it, but nobody actually has the courage to say it. If you're the naturally blunt person, then people will start counting on you to call out that elephant in the room. You then become indispensable in those meetings. And here's something I read. I don't know who wrote this, who said this, but a personal brand is simply an exaggeration of what is already true. That is definitely true in the case of Ranveer Singh, and that should ideally be true in our case as well. And the third thing that I've learned from him, the first and the second will get people's attention. But what will keep people's attention is to consistently do those things. There is again a saying, be consistent enough to be predictable. If there is a Coffee with Karan episode announced and it's going to air 2 weeks from now and Ranveer Singh is going to be on that episode, you sort of already know how that episode is going to go. You sort of already know what Ranveer Singh is going to look like, dress like, speak like in that episode. Now that's not random. Now at work also, if one day you're quiet, the next day you're loud, the day after that you're invisible, no one will remember you. People will have that faint memory of when you sparkled. But for them to consistently recall who you are, what you do, and the value you offer, you need to be consistent enough to be predictable. Repetition is what builds recall value. There are so many of my favorite Ranveer Singh on-screen moments, whether it is him acting in movies, completely embracing the role and character, and then him at award shows, him on podcasts, interviews. There is never a moment where he does something out of character. That predictability is his personal brand. It's time to understand what our personal brand also is, and that could become the make or break between us climbing up that corporate ladder in 5 years versus 15 years. Well, who really knows if I'll have a job in 5 years with this whole AI thing or not, but you get the idea. If you like this video, do consider giving it a subscribe and a vote, and I'll see you on the next one.